Hey everyone, happy Friday. Hey Falcon. Hey Jim Reads Too Slow. We got Christina, Knitting Books, etc. Hey there. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by all the way from Portugal for sure. Very cool. Very cool. Happy Friday, everybody. So when it comes down to it, my oldest daughter Taylor has a friend over right now, and they just started playing a game. So it has the capacity to be very loud. my all the girls are playing. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah. I can't do anything about it even if I want to, right? So happy Friday. Glad everybody's hanging out. And I figured I'd just do, talking about what I've read. I've read some really cool stuff this week. There's so much stuff going on BookTube. It's like full on beginning of the year again. February's already here. It's like March of the Mammoths is right around the corner. So just with the BookTube stuff, it's so fun to already have just events kicking off and all this kind of thing, right? Yep. Hey Falcon, Tyler, hey Conrob. Happy Friday for sure. Very cool. So I haven't finished it because with this first one, I want to talk about The Obscene Madam D by Hilda Hilst. When I'm reading this thing, it's like I get a few pages and then I'm just swamped with thinking, and it throws you very, very deeply internal, and it is kind of a deconstruction of thought, of a personality, and I just find myself like getting lost in thought and enjoying it. So I just do that. Right. So this book I haven't finished yet, even though it really is like 57 pages. And I'm now on page 30. It's awesome. I don't know what I'm going to say about it. I'm reading it with Una over at Codex Cantina. So he's going to jump on a live again this next Thursday, and we're gonna do some obscene Madam D talk. It is crazy and obscene. Hey Trish, happy Friday! Thanks for coming by. Hey Danny at Spinelli Speaks in the house. Very cool. Hey Leon, happy Friday for sure. So I will say it's a very unique kind of work. I don't know if I can compare it to anything else. It is a meditation. It is an inward exploration. There is parallels to what Clarice Lispector does in things like Agua Viva, and with the philosophical explorations taking such depth that there's actually talk of consuming God, and the essence of things, consuming that inside yourself, and therefore kind of acknowledging a kind of universal thing and then dealing with that. It's interesting to say the least. But then you get into it, and like, look, Clarice Lispector likened the same kind of exploration to eating live oysters, and with Hilda Hilst, it's a lot of deconstructing the body and a focus on the body, but as as nothing in and of itself, I guess, kind of breaking it down. I don't know where it's gonna get to, because I'm not finished with it yet, but we'll see. Hey Jack, happy Friday, buddy. It is freezing cold where I'm at, but no kind of crazy weather, other than it has been raining for the last couple of days, but it is very cold out there right now. It's amazing that I haven't heard the girls yet. They're playing a new game, and so I've been listening. You just have to hear it because the girls are so loud, but they're laughing and having so much fun. It's really heartwarming. I love having kids and it's just always puts a smile on your face. Nice, Jack. An ice day in Arizona. You're funny. Heck yeah. I'm sure you're kind of digging it. Did you finish the next book that I'm going to talk about is The Future Home of the Living God by Louise Erdrich. Have you finished it yet, Jack? I assume that you did. Hey, Celia. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. And Celia, I don't know if you follow this channel. Let me see. I got my phone right here. I just watched a video earlier today, and it was so good, and it was on Sebald. So I was thinking I wanted to talk about it, and, at least it's on Sebald's work, Austerlitz, and the channel's called Lit Tips. I'm going to put them in the comments right now. Lit space tips. That's the channel, and the thumbnail looks a little something like this right here, right? It says Austerlitz, Time, and the Living Dead. So it was a wonderful listen. I haven't read the book, and they're kind of talking about what Sebald does, but thematically and all that kind of thing, right? Hey Brian, happy Friday. Nice to see you, Brian. Very cool that you came by. I just saw an older video of yours too. Jack shared me something that was very, very funny and awesome. Hey Tom, LA Books, happy Friday. TGIF for sure. My days have been busy, big. And hey Michael from Unmatched, happy Friday for sure. Nice to see y'all. And Mindy's Book Journey, happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. Y'all are so cool, man. I love the book community. It's awesome to hang out. I did ask in my title, what's everybody reading? Because very rarely do I, kind of ask in the live what everybody is reading, because everybody's reading so much different stuff, right? But we don't know if we don't say, and there's just I move through books very quickly. That's been the thing this week, anyways. An ice day. Oh, nice days. I thought you said ice day. That'd be funny. It's really good. Yeah, Lit Tips is a great channel. I'm all about pushing what I get to. Yeah, you get here in time, Brian. That's for sure. Fit to be read. Happy Friday, for sure. Very cool. Video earlier this week. Fit to be read. Fit to be read did an original tag. You're putting out great content, brother. So check out Fit to be Read if you don't as well. He's got more subscribers than me, so I'm sure. Fully embedded in the community. Am I right? So this book was really cool. I'm glad that I read it, and the voice of the author was like a breath of fresh air to me. I've been reading, the big books all last year, but the kind of stuff that I read a lot of is this kind of cynical, hyper intellectual, or at least reasoning mind taken over, ego driven, this kind of thing, dark, devoid in some ways, kind of nihilistic sometimes, this kind of stuff, of course. But this is complete opposite. This is complete departure from the kind of things that I've come in contact with, in the last year. In the way, because the voice of the author is so loving and kind towards everybody, towards humanity. And there's a quote on the back that says it just right. So, like Toni Morrison, like Tolstoy, and like Steinbeck, Erdrich writes her characters with a helpless love and witnesses them with a supreme absence of judgment. And that's exactly what it is. There on the page, there is no judgment of the characters in any way, the decisions that they're making. But also, I found it maybe because there's no judgments being made, that it lacked some kind of depth of the story. I wanted more. I want more. I can't wait to talk all through it with you, Jack. But it is. I'm really glad I read it, and I will read more Louise Erdrich because Trish is hooking me up. Trish had an Erdrich and was willing to send it to me. So thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to some book mail at some point, right? I can't wait to hear it, Tyler. I can't wait to hear it. I watched one of your videos earlier this week that just was I was loving it. Loving it. I probably commented, but I can't remember what it is now. I've been, just killing it up at work, and also when I watch BookTube, I'm all over the place lately. I'm watching new BookTubers. There's just I'm trying to get a handle on even more of the community, I think, is when it comes down to. Nice, Celia. I need to read some Matheson for sure. I need to read some. Is that the same? I'm seeming to think that it's a different one right now. Nice. Very cool, Mindy. I love Le Guin. Le Guin is one of those, every time I read more Le Guin, I'm happy. So happy that I read what I read, read another book by her. Every time. Yeah, it was really, really good, Danny. Um, I did want, more, I guess, clarity to, some details about the situation, about the actual setting, things like that. It's left really open or really, unknown. Nice. Is that the book that Travel Through Stories did a video on not too long ago? It seems very strange and also harrowing for sure. Uh, kind of a nonfiction experiment or something like that, right? Nice, Michael. So yeah, I'm on that train. And how I am right now is I have to read some Toni Morrison. Erdrich was compared to her on the back in that quote that I read right there, that blurb. And then so I was talking to Jack. He said he was going to read Sula this year, and I was like, yeah, I'm down to read Sula. And he probably said something else affirmative, and then I kind of thought we were reading it, but Jack already crushed it uh through Sula. So I'm going to read this now, like starting very, very soon. And once I read Sula, then I'm going to read Beloved. I feel like it's just a huge gap in the kind of things it sounds like what I'd love, especially Beloved. So why not, right? Time to just get into it. I love Gothic literature for sure. Satire is so good too. Very cool, Conrad. Very cool. My favorite satirist, one of them is, Gaddis. That stuff is so funny, man. And I think we were kicking around doing a Gargantua and Pantagruel soon, so that's gonna be fun. I love some satire, right? Yeah. Mm. Well, I just reread The Violent Buried Away, Flannery O'Connor, and I'm still thirsty, right? I want some more Gothic, so I'm actually reading Light in August. Light in August. Very cool, Jack. I'm glad you did. Even if you did, I think I'm glad that you did. But I did enjoy Erdrich for sure. But I can't wait. I'm gonna jump into Light in August. Not this next week, maybe, but we'll see. Hey, Mark Richardson in the house. Happy Friday, for sure. Happy Friday, and hey, Deb. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good week, and enjoying their days, all that kind of stuff. Get through the winter. We're almost, to where we're gonna start looking forward to the spring coming back. Yeah, very cool. Very cool, Tyler. I have not read Snow Crash. It is sitting on my shelf. It's been a kind of TBR shelf book for a long time. It's not on this TBR shelf. It's made its way out on the sci-fi shelf. And so I don't see it. I don't go to it. Thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing up Snow Crash, and I might do it. White Noise is great, but Underworld I did not like fully connect with. Um, a lot of beauty in that book, but just not my thing personally. So I don't know about Delilla. I mean, I definitely will read more Delilla, but maybe not so much my thing. I don't know if I'd go for all of his works, but you never know, right? Yeah, right. I know. I need to hook. Well, I like to turn book mail into book exchanges, but at any rate, when I get my book, I'll have Trisha's address, right? What's up, Steve? Happy Friday. I saw that you're over hanging out. Steve, you rock, man. Don't be like that. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Very cool, Michael. I'm gonna go completely fresh too. I haven't I don't really try to spoil or get an idea of what a book's going to be about or author. Of course, I don't kind of shy away from it either, but I'm all about going in blind to reads. Nice. Just crush it, right? A 24-hour readathon, just crush a whole book. Yes. Very cool, Christina. City of God. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Christina, that's that's wild. See, look at this. Some real readers. That's the thing. Very cool. Hey, Louise Martin. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. And thank you so much for saying that. The best thing about doing this is turning people onto books, talking about books, all that kind of stuff, right? And turning people onto stuff that they didn't read before that they now love. Now completely love. Hey, Lady Jane Books. Don't you worry about showing up anytime. Thanks for coming by too. Friday, right? Happy Friday, for sure. This life is strange and harrowing. Be careful. I mean, I haven't had any bots show up yet. That kind of thing is really weird sometimes. Yeah, which Calvino you reading, Michael? Or not Michael. Michael's asking, but Louise. I love Calvino for sure. Yes. All right. Oh no, Mark, stop. I'll put Steve up. I don't know if Steve could handle my girls, my house full of teenage girls. It's pretty rough. You don't get a good representation of this on my BookTube channel. The state of my house, as far as the estrogen level, you don't get a good representation of that on my BookTube. you know. Yes, Steve, hilarious and sacrilegious. I love it. Gaddis is fantastic. Gaddis may be like one of my favorite reads. Period. It's so fun and crazy. You're just in a whole, a whole world, a whole different experience of anything you come across in your own day to day. Yeah, that's right. I crush it. I crush it between these palms like a hydraulic press, right? Yeah. I've never read it. I've never read Light in August. People don't like it. People don't like Faulkner, some of them. But I hear Light in August is really good. I mean, good in a way, in a dark Gothic, Southern Gothic kind of way, I guess, right? I don't know what to expect as far as stories. Wow. See? Uh, you never know. Absalom, Absalom. Yes. I'm gonna read Absalom, Absalom. That'll be my next novel after Light in August. But I think I really might reread As I Lay Dying and reread Sound and the Fury before I even do Absalom, Absalom, because I love those books so much and didn't really know what I was getting into with Faulkner. And then you're kicking yourself for not reading Faulkner earlier in your life, right? Right? Get him, Steve. Get him. Yeah, I think I felt I felt a lot of valley with a few peaks in Underworld. Damn. Well, Harold Bloom, right? Is Steve again? Is Steve dis? Oh no! Did it happen? Who is this person? And then I clicked on it. What has happened? There we go. I would love a visitor from Boston. Come on down. Maybe not. That's right. They're coming out of the woodwork. You don't understand what it's like. I mean, you should see me on my other channel. It's insane. Y'all are hilarious. Jeez. Ah. Oh, no, yes, Baron in the Trees. That's what I'm talking about, Louise. That's a great one. A great one. A great place to start. For sure. A great place to start. I'm very, very happy that that my content, kind of turns you onto it like that because it's definitely something that has always stuck with me. Baron in the Trees has always stuck with me. And then, I was off to the races with more and more Calvino. I mean, it's just so good. All right, I'm gonna get this right. All right. How about that? That's all good. All right, so hey baby. Emily's in the house. How you doing? Very cool. Yeah, right. I do have a cute dog, a golden retriever, but she is pretty high strung. She is high strung. Oh no. Yes, Steve reads in the entire Sally Rooney. Go for it. Get it. Hey, Margaret Bernard. Nice to see you. Happy Friday for sure. Thanks for coming by. I'm looking to to get to that kind of thing. But first, as far as what I'm gonna be reading right off the bat, like this week, I'm gonna read another Saramago. I'm gonna read the Stone Raft. Uh, I was not impressed by Kane, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Stone Raft. Nice, yeah, and so we'll see how that is. It's more like kind of a myth, kind of some magical realism kind of thing, maybe about a piece of land, like almost a small island, breaks free and is floating like in the Mediterranean or something like that. and this family lives on the island, or something. Yes. Have fun, Brian. Thanks for coming by, brother. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is up with with that. I want to get some Saramago that's not tinged with this, his uh religious beliefs, anti-religious beliefs, philosophical beliefs, whatever you might want to characterize it as, right? That's right. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, Destiny's crazy. Destiny is pretty crazy. Love Baron in the Trees. So good. I don't punish myself with Saramago. I like reading Saramago. I didn't like reading Kane. Kane is by far my worst experience with Saramago. Um, it was, it's his last book that he wrote. It feels like he really phoned it in. And, he probably did. It's just what it is. He probably did. So, yeah, there we go. Bam. Hey, Steve. Um, along with that, if the Stone Raft doesn't do it right for me, I'm gonna read Death with Interruptions, because that's what gets the most kind of saying, hey, read this. It was a good book. And I mean, Blindness was. I'm glad I read Blindness. It's really a harrowing, you know, terrifying read. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see. That's for sure. Yeah, Blindness is amazing for sure. And I really enjoyed reading the Gospel according to Jesus Christ. It's very well written. It was interesting as it was going along, but just what it really was doing, I was like, not a fan, right? Not a fan at all. Um, but I'm gonna read that, and then I'm gonna read Miss Lonely Hearts. I hope, and Day of the Locust. I'm probably reading them both this week. I'm looking to read it with Jay from The World According to Jay. So I haven't hit him. I haven't reached out to him. So if it doesn't happen this week, then it's all his fault, right? It's all his fault. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, read them both. The Bhagavad Gita is in the Mahabharata. It's part of it. The Mahabharata is huge. It's a big work. It's like reading, you know, the Zohar over here or something. You can get abridged copies, abridged versions, things like that. But to get an understanding of the Mahabharata, you just got to read it. It's huge. Um, Bhagavad Gita is amazing. Just do it. It's not that long. It's a regular book, but it's wonderful. Yeah, there you go. It is worth it. Bhagavad Gita is worth reading constantly. It's an amazing game changer. I mean, like, just for your living, how you approach life. It's beautiful. It's mind blowing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Just yeah, you read the Mahabharata, you're going to be sitting there reading. I mean, you're set for a few months, right? Just digging in. What an endeavor. But you definitely should. You definitely should. I'd advocate that for sure. I'm still on moving through Brody's report. I read another story. What was it? It was called Juan Marana, and it was okay. It wasn't all that as far as a Borges story is concerned, you know what I mean? But it was very, very cool. It was very cool. With these stories, Borges is doing something very different than he did with fictions and the Aleph for sure. And there seems to be a preoccupation or an explicit interest in how an object becomes uh, a symbol, powerful enough to become a symbol, and then pull on energy from like an archetypal level, where then this symbol, or this, ultimately an object, a specific object that is special, has some kind of like magical qualities, or has some kind of consciousness unto itself, knows what uh what it wants, or has a will of its own. That's what I mean to say. That an object might have a will and it show. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Salsa. I really appreciate that. Started hearing it. Yep. No. You can't get a spoiler free. Well, yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, I could probably, you can't spoil that, because it all comes down to your experience of it, right? It's awesome. It's awesome. I- there you go. You do. We all humans do. I'm in here talking about objects being almost endowed with some kind of consciousness. It's interesting. A couple of the stories have done this kind of thing. There's, of course, been a, a good number of knife fights and uh, stories concerning violent people and why, the whys. So I'm continuing with the short stories of Borges, of course, but that's a slow burn, right? I'm just basically reading one or two a week. I might finish it if the buddy reading kind of picks up on that. But as far as short stuff as well, I really want to get to my boy. Not only humans, but self-reflective, right? For sure. I want to get to my boy Nick Varro. He wrote this short stories and plays. It seems to have a good bit of of material. 3 plays and 7 stories is what we have in here. 3 plays, 7 stories, and it's at about 218 pages is what it's at. So it looks really cool. I want to read it. I've read the back. I just kind of thought, okay, this really seems interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot, and so I'll be digging into this just whenever I feel like doing it over the course of the next week, maybe next a week and a half, 2 weeks. Uh, just because there is 10 different pieces in it. So if I do one a day at some point, then it's going to take me a little while to get through, but I think it'll be worth it. I don't do a lot of independent authors, and I think that there is a lot of value in that. There's a lot of value in focusing on that, and to putting them out there so that more people can know about a book or an author, something that somebody cares about sharing with wider, audience, humanity, right? Hey, PG, I ain't fitting to read that. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. For sure. I haven't jumped into the suffering channel yet. I'm just going to knock it out like I probably one night this week, I'll read it, and then and then I'll think on it for a while. And then one night, maybe by next weekend, I'll just like get some ideas about what to talk about or how to approach it. Maybe, right? Give it like a week and a half. And then we'll kind of game plan creating some content a time. But I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I want to get it. I want to get it again. Nice. Very cool, Michael. Uh the Zant books just reissued Heinz Kidnap, just in case anyone didn't know. So you can get your hands on Heinz Kidnap if you want. And it is um before they were printing it, it was very expensive. these kind of things that you don't get, you don't see it around. It was not printed. It was not printed, a lot. It fell out of print, limited print runs, all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to some good reading. And I was in a bookstore earlier this week, and I wasn't buying anything. You know what I mean? It was like a little boutique bookstore, but I was curious because I wanted to see what kind of selection they curate. And I've been in here before. I got Clarice Lispector's Besieged City from this place. So I was like, okay, they got some stuff that I don't see everywhere, because you don't ever see an hardcover edition of The Besieged City by Clarice Lispector. So I was like, this is cool. I'm checking it out. And I was talking with the owner, and he was just, I could tell that he knew that I knew, like what I was talking about with books to a degree, right? So he started talking about a book and this author that he met. And he said that he was a poet. The author is a poet, and he wrote a nonfiction book. So he actually gave it to me. He said, here, you should read it. I think you would. And he was really impressed with the author. And this is Anthony Mccain is the name of the author. Anthony Mccain. I'm not familiar. Book is Shadowlands. It says A Western Tale of America in Crisis. So on the Western Front, fear and freedom at the Oregon standoff is what it is. A lot on the back about how empathetic the writing is, how poetic the writing is, things like this. Anybody read it? Anybody know anything about it? Because I have no idea. And it might be some kind of less well-known author. Bloomsbury is the publishing company that put this out. So we'll see. I assume that it's historical fiction in a way, with it just being poetic and a story being told like that. That it's just going to be, there's going to be embellishments, of course, right? But I'm looking forward. I mean, maybe. I just had it given to me, so I figured I'd show it and see if anybody has come in contact with Anthony Mccain before, especially now that heavy hitters are here, like Steve, Mark, and Jack. These guys that just have come in contact with a lot of authors that I haven't before. And we all love coming in contact with some brand new, right? I definitely do. And there's some cool tags out there. That's where on BookTube I definitely find a lot of recommendation is in tag videos. It was funny because I saw Brian, he already busted out, but his in the gym tag, and the whole time with how daunting a book is, or just exertion of mental exertion or emotional exertion sometimes, right? A book can be, and what kind of books come up in that kind of in thinking and talking like that. I couldn't help but think multiple times of 2666 by Roberto Bolaño, and then it was one of his answers, right? But I've got I get turned on to good stuff and books that I wouldn't normally through tag videos, and there's a few tags going around that do kind of that have prompts that make the question the content creator have to come up with something that is maybe not a go-to answer, maybe not something that they have thought about for a while, and not something that they normally talk about on BookTube, maybe, right? I mean, I know that since my first 2 years on BookTube. There's a lot of my library that I don't talk about on BookTube. Not because I'm avoiding or because I don't want to talk about it, but because there's so much more of a focus of talking about fiction or literature and wonderful storytellers, authors that are wonderful storytellers, this kind of thing, right? So that's just what I've kind of fallen into, and then what I talk about mostly on my channel, right? But there's a huge amount of my library that is that falls outside of that realm. And I'd love to talk about those kind of books more. It's just finding the interest, right? And making sure that it's going to be fun and interesting for people uh to watch the content, even if they don't know what I'm talking about. If it's their first time coming in contact with stuff like that, because it very well might be. Um there's so many subjects out there and so much knowledge that you could never learn it all anyways. And to get turned on to something that is only a mere interest, you might not even know how to put words to what it is about the topic or the subject that is inspiring you or piquing your interest. You might not even know how to put words to what it is about it that you want more of, but it's in this vein, and you can feel like you resonate with like a stream of knowledge. And knowledge is like so vast that you can get turned on and have your mind expanded in so many different ways when you don't even expect it. And we have that kind of thing through stories, through fiction storytelling, um, on BookTube. But there's a lot of like kind of some, I guess, pseudoscientific exploration. It is scientific, but it's not. It's all inward. Something like meditation exploration and mind states. There's a limited number of mind states that people have. And those kind of things can be explored, and it's tough, you have to have a lot of interest for this kind of thing. But I love mind science. I love that kind of stuff. Oh my God, Michael. No. No. That is the worst. That is the worst, Michael. Why would you? Well, I guess I can say thank you. It is inspiring to see somebody admit to it. I don't think anybody, I've never had anybody admit to that in my presence. I've seen it. I've seen it, and just a hardcover book. I mean, if it's a paperback, mass market paperback, or even a trade paperback, it's not that big of a deal because whatever. But if it's a hardcover, I've seen people with hardcover books. Do I have a plan for Zohar? So I'm reading it. I am trying to wrap my head around the type of content that I want to create and the way to talk about it with the community and with people who are not reading it. It's tough to think about. I mean, the thing is I'm only in the first volume, and I'm on now page 180, right? In the first volume. It's great. It's amazing. And there's a lot that I could talk about that nobody would know or care, maybe, on what I'm saying. Unless I really, I need more. I think, I'm just reading and getting to it. I think by the time I'm to the second volume, maybe in I mean, and even right now, I'm having ideas of the type of content to create. Maybe I'll put a video out this coming week on the Zohar, but I'm going to come at it like thematically And then if I start exploring specific content that's in it, I'm gonna have I want to have some kind of backing content to just so people can go and explore themes more, get a handle on a theme, get a handle on the kind of place we're in with the Zohar before I start doing any kind of detailed content. Because it's going to be tough. A lot of people are not reading this thing, right? Yeah. I've seen people throw them in hardbacks and it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's read some, Jack. I got a Smuggler's Bible. That's his first novel. I got a Smuggler's Bible, and I have Women and Men off of Steve Donahue's recommendation. I got Women and Men. He said he thought I'd like it. It is big. Big, big, big. Right. Yeah, where do I put my footnotes, man? I'm trying to figure out. I need to have pop-ups like this where I can just sorry, where I can just pop up stuff as I'm talking. It's it's mind-blowing. What it is a lot of twisting of scripture, and not the whole scripture, but even like letters in certain words, a very, very fundamentalist kind of militant fundamentalism, not the belief set of like fundamentalism, but really like plainly what is written on the page. So not assuming, I had said before that these languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, that they don't have the vowel sound. The word itself is open to interpretation. Not in scripture usually, right? I mean, it would be some kind of sacrilege or some kind of blasphemous to do this kind of thing under other circumstances. But we have super high level rabbis that are talking Torah. So they are exploring scripture, and when they do it, it's something where there is the boundlessness, the exploration itself becomes the glory. It's amazing what they do with scripture, making scripture more glorious than you've ever thought it possible. And I mean that. It is a very beautiful work, the Zohar. There's so much poetics. It's I mean, you're overcome with beauty a lot of ways. A main theme of the Zohar is beauty itself. Beauty is the center of being itself on this earth, like in being a human being. Beauty is the center of that. Art, life as a work of art, yourself as art, your lifestyle, your surroundings, your family, all this kind of things as great works of art that you're working on. This kind of thing, finding beauty in everything. That kind of thing is a big theme in the Zohar, and it's awesome. I mean, it's really awesome. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. How about I'll put a little something together. I got this copy of a Smuggler's Bible, Joseph McElroy from Rick Harsh. Rick Harsh and I did a book exchange where I sent him a box of books. Right. A lot of stuff he didn't have and a lot of stuff that he wanted, especially for his son, Arjun. And so I sent a box of books, and he sent me a box of books, and this was in it. So thank you very much, Rick. And it's crisp. I don't know if it's been read. If it has, it's been read carefully the way that I do. I love it. So it's an older book, but it'll definitely sit through another reading, maybe another 2 or 3 or 4 readings, right? This was put out in 19. So Smuggler's Bible was written in 66. This is his first novel. I haven't read any McElroy. I have Plus on a digital download. Yeah, Rick is an amazing person. He really is. He's a wild ass, but Rick is actually going to be on the channel soon, probably within this next week, because we were talking about getting on and doing some dueling interviews or something like this, where we kind of get on and just hang out and have fun and ask each other questions. You know, why not? Like, why I would. There's so much to talk about running a press, and he's publishing all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's publishing often new titles and stuff. So there's always a lot to talk about, and I personally would love to go back and forth with Rick, because I'm sure what he would ask me is just some of the funniest stuff. We'd make it funny, that's for sure. Yeah, right. That's right. Space smugglers, baby. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have any plans for McElroy. I do have a plan for a John Barth. We're gonna read the Sotweed Factor. Um, I do have a plan for some more big books this year, but maybe only 3 or 4. Of course, Shogun by James Clavell is coming up. That's gonna be March, right? It'll be here before I know it. But I'll finish everything that I've talked about here by then, and probably, another set as much as this. So, I'd love to talk about the Zohar more. I really would, but I just think that we would get bogged down in talking about what it's talking about, that people that aren't really reading it or interested in it, they're not gonna. So it's not gonna be talking about it like that. It's gonna be talking about it like in a more universal thematic way, and doing that at least until I can have some kind of fundamental, some backing to the playlist, where then I can do some videos that are detailed and specific, and then those videos will be, just part of it, but they won't be where somebody goes right off the bat to see if they're interested, to see if they want to get into the nitty gritty with it, right? I'm so happy y'all came by. Happy Friday. Coming up on an hour. That's everything that I've read. Um, Jack and Jack, we should do some content on Future Home of the Living God. Maybe uh, if you want to have it on your channel or something like that. But I'll definitely host it. Of course, I love to talk with you, Jack, and I love having people over on my over on my channel, right? Yeah, right. I'll do Zohar content all year. I'll probably do Zohar content all year, even though it's been slow to start, but I feel like I want to get a lot of my bearings on, where, ugh, it's wild. But I probably will put out some Zohar, very pointed Zohar stuff for maybe Midrash, because it's perfect. It's completely perfect. I've been learning a lot about the Talmud as well by reading this, because the Zohar was modeled after the Talmud to be like in its structure and what it does. Very cool. And I didn't know. I haven't been turned on to that I'm not Jewish, right? Hey, Eric. Thank you for coming by. Happy Friday. Eric Miller, thanks you. But we are coming up on the end here. Um, it's been Friday. It's been a live. It's been a Friday Reads live. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. I don't know what to look forward to for my weekend. I think it's going to be clear and nice here. I think it's once it's clear, it warms up here, man. I get 70-degree days. 65, 70. We're hanging out. We're looking forward to the spring. It's going to happen soon enough. Very cool. Heck yeah. Nice to see y'all. Yeah, you got it, Celia. Thank you, Eric. Happy Friday. Happy reading for sure. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel, coming by, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be chilling, and there is some other content coming. What is it? There is some other content coming. It's going to be this week. I already mentioned Una and I, so that's for sure. I want to get with this guy. I want to get with Jim Reads Too Slow. I keep kicking around the idea. Hey, Lady Jane Books, happy Friday. Or have a great weekend, for sure. I mean to say, right? Everybody, have a great weekend. Oh, I really appreciate you saying that, Eric. It's on. It's on. I try to do well. I try, but I don't, I don't go crazy about it. Um, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. And leave a comment. See you next Friday. See you on videos, all that kind of stuff. Can't wait to see what you guys put out this week. It's always so fun. Bye bye.